comedians and comedy writers are the smartest people in the world. They are smarter than anybody you're getting your news from.
This game was a runaway for Louis. He couldn't be caught. Did he get the correct response? He did indeed. What is FIS?
I was starting to write Fistula. That's my charity.
Oh, your charity. Well, your charity is going to get $50,000. Congratulations, Louis. And Kate and Jonathan, thank you both. And thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us again today at Constitution Hall. We'll see you tomorrow. So long.
Man, I really miss that guy. I really miss him. And I also miss Alex Trebek. That was Louis C.K. kicking ass, the guy who tells dick jokes, Louis C.K. kicking ass on Jeopardy, beating Kate Snow, who was is an NBC reporter. I think she covers the White House. And I think it's Jonathan Capehart from the Washington Post. And Louis C.K. Kicked their ass and on Jeopardy. But you know what they always say about Louis? He's great in public with his hand on his buzzer. But it's not just Louis C.K. Andy Richter went on Jeopardy. Andy Richter, brilliant comedian, one of the fastest minds in the world. He went on Jeopardy.
Wolf, things have not worked out as well as you had hoped for, I'm sure. Andy's so much faster on that signaling device today. But it's long been our policy on Celebrity Jeopardy that all contestants get to play in the final round. And so even though you're at minus 4,600 now, we're going to wipe that out. We're going to give you an even $1,000 so you get to play in Final Jeopardy as well.
Okay. Wolf Blitzer, who you get your news from, what was it, minus 4,500, minus 4,700? Wolf Blitzer lost to Andy Richter on Celebrity Jeopardy. If I were Wolf Blitzer, I'd quit. I would just tender my resignation. He lost to Andy Richter. So look, very quickly, comedians, the good ones, like Andy Richter, Louis C.K., and Bill Maher, are much smarter than anybody you get your news from. But you shouldn't be getting your news from comedians. And Bill Maher, who I think is probably the most well-informed of the talk show hosts, he is irresponsible. He is irresponsible because he wants it both ways. He wants to be smart and funny, and that's okay, but he's dispensing medical advice.
Like now they want us to do all these boosters we were talking about with Andrew. I mean, I don't want a booster. I never wanted the vaccine. I took one for the team.
Okay, I don't want a booster. Nobody cares. You have a couple million people listening to you. COVID is out of control right now. Nobody wants to hear you talk about whether or not you want a booster.
And by the way, you know who doesn't get a lot of vaccines? The millennials. I know a lot of millennials, especially the 20.
Well, if you're going to use scientific evidence like that, how can I argue with you? You talk to some millennials.
They don't want it. They don't want it. They don't think they need it. They're probably right. But I tell them, I didn't want it either. I took one for the team. But every 8 months you're going to put this shit in me?
Every 8 months they're going to put this shit inside of me? He's an anti-vaxxer. Bill Maher's an anti-vaxxer. But I took one for the team. You know what taking one for the team means? It means in baseball, letting a fastball hit you in the skull so you can get on first. That's what taking one for the team means. That's basically what you're saying, Bill Maher, that you took a fastball to the skull for the team. That's how dangerous. That's what you're saying about vaccines. And watch how similar he is to Glenn Beck, how he backtracks, then repeats the stupidity. It's the same playbook that Glenn Beck used when he got called on his racism. He's talking to Max Rose, who used to be the Democratic congressman from Staten Island. And Max Rose talks sense into Bill Maher. Bill Maher backtracks because he's coming across like an anti-vaxxer, which he is. So he corrects himself, but at the very end, He reveals himself to be the anti-vaxxer who he is. Watch.
Maybe I don't need one. I don't want a one size fits all. My body may be different than your body.
Yeah, I lost you, man. That's crazy. And look,
My body
there's-
isn't different. Everybody's body isn't
No,
somewhat different. I
it's
just
not.
read the statistics about
not.
who
That is pure science. I mean, that is something that you would hear at Columbia Medical School. My body is different, so I shouldn't be forced to take the same vaccine as you.
You're trying to be cute and you're rolling
I'm
the
not
dice.
trying to be cute.
No, I know I'm in your house. I don't want to step over the line here, but genuinely, people's lives are on the line, and just
Exactly.
as significantly, our very way of life is on the line here. It's
Right.
very important that people get vaccinated. It's
Right.
very important that we
I
express
said I
trust
took
in our
one for the team.
institutions.
Right. I'm
Yes,
saying get
absolutely.
vaccinated.
But if they're
I said I took one for the team. Get vaccinated. He understands, Bill, you understand what dog whistles are. Dog whistles. They're used by racists and they're used by anti-vaxxers like you. You conveniently step back a little. I said take one for the team. That kind of exonerates you, but that's a dog whistle. You're saying I took a vaccine for the team. Taking one for the team means you're getting hit by a 99-mile-an-hour fastball in the skull so they can get you onto first base. You got hit by a pitch. You're dealing in dangerous dog whistles, Bill Maher. You're an anti-vaxxer. And you have millions of people watching you, and this is the height of irresponsibility.
No one is mandating it for you in your particular position, although they might. But I do think that it's very dangerous to enter into a conversation here about personal responsibility, when the truth of the matter is that this is a matter of collective responsibility. If large groups of people do not get vaccinated, they go to the hospital, and our hospitals get overrun.
That's why
and then you can't get a mammogram, you can't get a biopsy, and so many other things.
Okay, so Bill Maher is about to lose the audience. His audience is agreeing with the former congressman from Staten Island, who's making perfect sense. Bill Maher, great comedian, knows how to read the crowd. So watch how he walks back his statement. He's still an anti-vaxxer. Watch how he walks back his statement so he can deny that he ever said he doesn't believe the vaccines are safe. This is very adept. This is what racists do to hide their racism. These anti-vaxxers are very clever at hiding their anti-vax agenda. And Bill Maher is an anti-vaxxer.
Ideas we know it can't function. So this is important that people are urged to get vaccinated. It's important that they do get vaccinated.
That's why I used. That's why I said the team.
Well, we're proud to have you.
Because I did it for the team.
That is so dangerous.